the whole goal is, how can I maximize lifetime value? So to make it really simple for you guys, if you don't know what lifetime value is, it's probably the most important metric of any company. If what I sell costs $100, a single sale to my company gets me $100. The question is, how much would I be willing to spend to get that sale? If the answer is $99.99, you're not playing the game correctly. The answer actually should be, well, after they buy the $100 product, what else will they buy? And what will be the total amount of money I'll get from them over a lifetime period? Or what many companies track is a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, and then maybe 1 year, 18 months, 2 year, which tends to be where most people kind of stop. Anything over 2 years being bonus. But again, just depends how far ahead you want to think. I know people that track 10-year lifetime value. Once you calculate that, and let's just say, okay, it's $100, but it's $100 a month, which means it's $2,400 over the course of 2 years. I could spend $2,350 to acquire that customer, which is far more of a spend than any of my competitors would be willing to do, knowing I'm going to make $50 in 2 years' time, which is still a return on investment, and a return on investment is a return on investment is a return on investment. Obviously, you don't necessarily want to play to that level of risk, but it puts you in a much stronger position. And as somebody that fully understands lifetime value, our entire company was based on lifetime value. In fact, upsells.com, which is who sponsors this episode, what we do is a done-for-you lifetime value increasing service. Like, we'll go in, talk to your customers, and increase your revenue for you. So we're huge on this. And in fact, the last 18 years of running my business, most of my business has been going in somebody else's company and taking over the increasing of the lifetime value. So I'm super excited to hear what you have to say about it. So what would you say is the first step? How does somebody increase lifetime value?
Well, I think, a lot of people made the mistake of thinking that getting the sale is really the point of marketing. And it's not. It's just what you said, lifetime value. And more than that is it's going to become way more important, like the most important metric that we all have in the near future because of ChatGPT. Who here has been hearing that word like way too often? Like everybody, yeah.
I like too often, not, oh, I've heard of it. Like,
no, it's like, well, once you hear of it, you'll hear it everywhere. And the reason is because it's fantastic. If you do research, if any content marketers in here where you're constantly doing research, or just making content creators maybe, you have to do a lot of research. And what happens with Google is Google has trained us all to be analog searchers. You type in a question, you get 100 million answers. And then you're like, okay, crap, let me think about the question. Let me restate the question. Okay, here's a million answers. Oh, let me go on Quora and see what some random person thinks. And then let me go on some YouTube video and see what that thinks. And let me switch over to images and see if what I want is there. And then sometimes you just give up on the search altogether because it's so annoying and time consuming to go through Google and do all this research. So what happens with ChatGPT is instead of giving you like, hey, here, jerk, here's a box of crap, look through it and find what you want, it just gives you a summarized human-centric answer that answers your question. So instead of having to sort through a bunch of crap, what you have is just the answer you want. Now, it sounds way too simple, and people are like, okay, well, whatever. Oh, it's a nice new tool. It's like, no, it's not just a nice new tool, because if you think of all the questions that you ask Google, there's probably a large percentage of them that you don't need any kind of commercial answer to. You just need an answer. And so what that's going to do is it's going to really cut into the amount of content that we create, because now you can't get that kind of loosely connected content that was connected to your product, but really was just a useful answer for your target audience. So that's how you got in front of them. ChatGPT and these kind of services are going to take away that person. So now you have way less exposure than you had before when you're doing your organic content creation, which is really bad. Because what's going to happen is that your cost to acquire a new customer is going to go through the roof. So now you have to think about your lifetime value, because that person is going to be gold to you. It's going to be gold to everybody, because they're not going to be able to find you any other way. way besides paid advertising. So essentially what it's going to do is it's going to eliminate a lot of the content traffic that you used to get through SEO and through just publishing a bunch of junk online, which is really bad if you're a content marketer or an SEO professional, because now it's not really necessary for you to do a lot of it. There's going to be, what Google's going to become is essentially what eBay became. So I don't know if anybody remembers eBay. When they first came out, it was like, oh my gosh, I could buy cool crap online. It was one of the first companies you could actually do that. And so what happened to them once everybody made their online stores is essentially they became this niche kind of site that people went to only when they wanted the special item and blah, blah, blah. And it really took away a lot of their market. That's going to happen to Google because Google has commercial solutions. And we expect commercial solutions from Google because Google wants to make money. Wants to make money so bad that they've hidden their algorithm from us. They've said, no, we're not going to tell you when we're updating it. We're not going to tell you what it does. We're not going to tell you how to assess anything. This is ours. We're going to take it and we're going to use this algorithm to make money, which we all said like, okay, well, at least
I can Google things.
Exactly, Google things, you know? And so now you have an alternative. So instead of going to this person who has been trying to take your money the whole time, now you can just go to another solution that just says, hey, here's that info you wanted. It's essentially giving us what we thought we were getting with the internet. We thought we were getting simple answers to simple questions. And what we got was a box of crap that we have to look through all the time. You know, it's not good. It's not, I mean, nobody wants that. Nobody asked for that. And we've just been trained and forced into it because they had a monopoly on search. So now that's taken away. And actually OpenAI is actually owned by Microsoft and Bing. And so what's going to happen, and I wish I could remember his name, another Mark, actually talked about this. And he said that within the next 2 to 5 years is what you're going to find is that Bing might take over as the search engine of choice because it already integrates OpenAI, the company that they own, and ChatGPT. So get ready for that. But at the end of the day, what you have is you have a huge opportunity, and the opportunity is really for good content. Because if essentially what ChatGPT does is it looks over the last 2 years of internet, aggregates all the data essentially instantly, and gives you an answer based on the question and how you ask the question. And all the things I just said are insanely complicated to do, but they figured it out. And now instead of spending hours and hours doing research, like for the speech that I didn't really need to make this morning, I essentially spent like 20 minutes researching, got all the data I needed, created a 30-minute presentation, and I didn't need to talk to my assistant, didn't need to get the interns to research a bunch of data, didn't need to do a ton of stuff that I've done historically for probably, I don't know, tens of thousands of hours over my career. Gone. I just get the answers I want. It's incredible.
So I love this. There's some really key components here, and we'll definitely make sure we give you guys a chance to talk to Mark as well. One of the things that a lot of people don't realize is the AI algorithm. When you use it to create content, the AI knows that it's created the content. If you take that content and you post it online, the AI algorithm knows it created that content and does not actually value it higher, it values it lower. This is so important as a content creator for you to understand. You cannot outsource your content creation to AI, because if you do, you will be highlighted as someone that has outsourced your content to the AI, and therefore the AI already knew that content and no longer validates your content. Because if you think about it, it would create a loop of the AI talking to itself, and that isn't good content. This is a great way for search engines, Google, Bing, YouTube, etc., to identify who is a lazy content creator. And much in the same way that when people tried hacking the algorithm of the websites by creating 1,000 websites all pointed to one place, they suddenly overnight lost everything. If you build a content strategy around AI in this way, you are going to get dinged. It's just a matter of time of when. You might be able to use the algorithm for 3 months, 6 months, a year, but that content will be on the internet. And when the AI comes around, like you said, then Google changes its algorithm and it can work out what is AI, it's gone.